get prehysterical here, but I think I'm going to change the course of natural history.
I'm going to be a very, very rich man.
Monica! Where's the cooler, Monica? What's going on?
You just got kissed on the tush by the king.
My eggs! Where are my eggs?
You're kind of cute.
That's impossible.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, cool, it talks.
Behold! I give you prehistoric life!
Welcome to They Call This a Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and other podcast services by searching They Call This a Movie, and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Call This a Movie. This is Anthony Del Vecchio. With me as always is Dan Aquino and Mark Meyer. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everyone. And against my better judgment, I have returned to the United States. Canada was great. It was fun. It was awesome. And then I had to come back and went to went to Pittsburgh, and that was all great and all. But guys, have you ever seen two umpires get fired in the middle of a softball tournament by the Major League Baseball? Because I did.
Wait, hold on. Two softball umpires?
Yes.
Get fired by Major League Baseball.
Because it's a Major League Baseball tournament that my niece was in.
Oh, okay. Wait, I am so confused right now.
Okay. So the tournament she's in is run by RBI, which is an MLB program. So in order for these umps to get fired, they get hired and fired by Major League Baseball. So I saw two umpires get fired in the middle of a tournament, which fucked everything up. But if you want, I can give you each one guess why they were fired.
And were they banging in the equipment shed?
Yeah.
Were they in the making babies?
And the baby looked at you and winked? Or waved. Yeah. The baby waved.
Baby waved. Yeah.
The baby waved at you, Mark?
Yeah.
I think I have a couple of options.
Yeah.
Well, they're banging. I don't think that's likely. Maybe drunk / high. Point shaving. Maybe we've got a betting ring going on here.
Yeah.
Did they make an inappropriate comment towards one of the girls?
No. So, Ant did get it correct.
Is it as fun as? Okay, I was right. Was it the drunk or high?
So they were both drunk at 9 a.m, and they got caught apparently also peeing behind the shed next to the field.
Did they get drunk together, or it just so happened there was two separate incidents that kind of collided into the same game?
We didn't get that much detail. We just know that they called a really bad game. Like, they were really bad the day before. And, you chalk it up to terrible umpires, whatever. These aren't professionals. They're technically professionals, but they're not like major league umpires or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, whatever. They stunk. They're real bad. One of our pitchers even joked that he called strike 2, and then as she got ready to pitch again, he went 1-1 to her. And so she just wrote it off, he's an idiot. But then they made some really bad calls in another game that we were watching, and the parents confronted him in a bad way as they left. And I guess they've realized at that point when they were confronting him face to face. So they called the league thing, and everything got together, and They literally had to pull these guys into a side shed at the place.
And murder them.
No. And
Okay.
I use the word sheds because literally this field is like built in an old farm. So all the buildings are built out of the old barns and sheds. There, it's actually pretty cool. But so they had to pull them in the side shed because they couldn't let them leave until Major League Baseball came down and fired them, or whoever the representatives were that were in the city of Pittsburgh. One of the rumors came around was that they were waiting for the sheriff to come give them a breathalyzer to confirm they were drunk. But so it delayed the tournament like 2 hours or more because they literally only had 2 umpires. So like we had to wait for one game to end, and then those umpires would go into the next game.
I think if I were one of the parents, I'd just go home. I'm not waiting around.
Were these adults or were they like
no
teenagers?
adults? They were adults.
Okay.
Yeah, they were grown men, which, you know, a couple of the parents were like, okay, the drunkenness is stupid and whatever, but like going to the bathroom in public in the open and surrounded by
Kids.
dozens of underage girls.
Yeah.
It's just
That's a sex crime.
Yeah, less than
exactly.
optimal.
Yeah.
They would have to let everyone
Register.
know. Yeah, they'd have to register.
Yeah. So the whole time our parents were trying to find a way for us to get into the final because of this. But you know, I was just laughing. The girls had a good time with it too because they were like, we thought something was wrong, but you never think drunk. At like the game was like I said at 9:45 in the morning. So the guy might have a problem, so not 100% laughable, but
the youthful naivety of thinking it's crazy to drink at 9 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. But it was just it was insane. Yeah, like we thought, you know, that they were protesting because they were upset. They thought because it was Cincinnati versus Cleveland, so there's like a little mini rivalry there because they play each other all over like the state of Ohio. Apparently, when I was talking to one of the parents.
Wait,
the race to the bottom, Cincinnati versus Cleveland.
Yeah.
So people thought the umpires got drunk because of the rivalry?
No. Like they thought.
Pre-gaming it.
No, the parents that were yelling, like they did the really awful parent thing and like literally confronted the face to face as he left the field. Because they thought he was cheating for the other team. Because apparently the Cincinnati team is the one that wins all the time. And like I said, that's how they found out because I guess they smelled it when he started yelling back at them or something, or he was slurring or whatever. But yeah,
they probably reeked.
Yeah, they probably, it was, So yeah, I've never seen umpires get fired in the middle of a tournament before. This
is the most Western Pennsylvania story I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is 100%. Yeah, it was wild. It only sucked for me being a non-Sun person because I should have been out of there before noon and getting ready to go to the Pirates game that night. But instead, we didn't leave until like 4 p.m. So I bought like a little travel sunscreen going. That's like $3. I didn't need to spend the whole $10 for the other ones they had, and used it all up by the time we got done.
You're a better man than I would. I would have been like, I'm going to find the nearest Dunkin' and hang out here. Text me when they're ready. They're starting.
Yeah. One of the weirdest things about this facility is that the bathrooms were air conditioned.
So you hung out there for a while?
Yeah, it's people. Literally, some people were going to the bathroom. But as I was coming out of the bathroom, our girls were walking into the ladies' room, and they opened the door, and one of the other teams walked by and felt the cool air and like stopped dead and was like, "Are the bathrooms air conditioned?" And then like 6 of them just ran into the bathroom. But it was like everybody was like so shocked, like, you know, these are like outside, like I said, it was like an old barn that they put the bathrooms in the food court and all, and you're like, you know, we've been to other places where they're not air conditioned, you know, bathrooms. But it was like a shock.
Were these umpires like arrested at all, or?
I don't know. We didn't get the full story on that. I'm still asking around, but all we knew was that they had to. We saw them get like escorted into where the tournament director and all were located because they had to literally wait for someone from MLB to come down. I don't know why. they were like, yeah, that's why they put them to the side, because I guess maybe they have to paperwork or something. I don't know, but or maybe they didn't want them to drive because they were drunk. Like, I don't. It was a really strange situation. I've been doing this softball thing for like 6 years and I'd never seen this.
I know rules no longer apply in this country.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Anthony said, that's a sex crime.
Yeah.
So can we at least pretend?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they were waiting for the sheriff and they just weren't spreading that, But the funny thing was, I think then we ended up beating the Cleveland team, so the game against the Reds didn't matter for the standings. So they didn't even get a chance to like replay the protested game. Because once we beat Cleveland, that locked, Detroit and Cincinnati into the final. But yeah, it was pretty funny. It was like whisper down the lane, and then you heard and you're like, wait a second, I got to go back to who first reported this, because drunk umpires peeing in next to a shed sounds like something that got mistranslated on the way down. But yeah, the head of our team confirmed at least the drunk part. I didn't feel comfortable asking her if they were pissing next to a shed too, but yeah, so that was wild. And also the only funny thing in Canada was the way they labeled their gas stations in terms of pricing. It's just the number was just like 138.7/liters, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell that means. Is that like $1? Is that like in cents? Like, it was just funny. The first time I pulled up, I was like, well, I'm just gonna go inside and ask them to put $20 on that pump, and I'll see how much gas that gets me. Nice. In there. But it was funny. I pulled up, I was like, the hell? Like, and then I found out that it is dollar. However they do it. But yeah, that was the only funny thing. Like, it was the first I've ever been, like, I went to London and I went, now in Toronto, I went to another country and was like completely baffled by something I saw that was in my language, just like, what? Yeah. But anyway, so drunk umpires, that was the tea I had for you guys, that I felt would be best served on the show instead of before.
There you have it, folks. Mark went to Canada for 7 days. His only story from Canada is about a gas station.
I mean, I have plenty of Canada stories.
He had to go to Pittsburgh for his best Canada story.
As they say in Pittsburgh, the Canada of the South.
In his words, the only funny thing that happened in Toronto.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I will say I did get a lot of stories in the boats, so that was fun. That was fun, but nothing. You guys would have been bored to tears if I broke down.
Well, that's not good.
No, meaning if I went, I did this and I did this, it's not good for the podcast. Talking about drunk umpires is good for the podcast.
What happened to your Canadian Manic Pixie Dream Girl that we tried to manifest the other day, a couple weeks ago?
Tried so hard, did not happen. The only interaction was to a woman that was clearly married behind me, kneeing me in the back and then saying she was sorry. Nice. And that was the closest I got. And I turned around and saw her and her giant husband, and I was like, damn it, so close.
Well, yeah, there's even one less Canadian woman off the market now that Liam Neeson bagged him Pamela Anderson.
Pam Anderson, yeah.
Good for him. Good for her too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very happy for them.
I am happy for both of them. She's had shitty relationships with semi-relevant rockers. And his wife died. So
in a skiing accident, is that true?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Funny little anecdote about Pam Anderson and the semi-relevant rock star. I read that they got divorced because of the Borat movie. Did you hear this?
Now, is this? I'm assuming you're talking about Kid Rock.
Yes.
Not the other one. Tommy.
Not the other one. Yeah. The more talented one, I would say.
Yeah.
At
least in the crotch department, am I right, guys?
Hey.
Well, we've all seen it, so yes, more than likely. But yeah, apparently Kid Rock did not appreciate her being in the Borat movie and called her some words, and she said, "All right, well, we're getting divorced." So I guess something good came out of the Borat movie for someone like that.
Yeah.
So good for her. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm kind of eating my, from what I've heard about the new Naked Gun movie, I'm kind of eating my some humble pie because apparently it's really good, and I've thought that it's going to be terrible because how could it not be?
I feel that he would be good in that role. Just because his personality, and if he plays it straight,
Mhm.
kind of like how Leslie Nielsen did for part of it. Just played it dead, like that. The wild stuff going on around him is not really is not anything. He can do that really well because he has the great cameo in Ted where he does the whole bit about tricks being for kids and is he allowed to purchase it.
Right.
And it just stays Liam Neeson like straight man the whole time.
He does. He has a funny bit on. There's a Ricky Gervais show. I forget what it's called, but
Is it extras or something like that?
It could be. It's like him and Stephen Graham, and he comes in and he's telling Ricky Gervais he wants to like start doing comedies. So they try to do an improvisational routine, and he keeps fucking it up, and he doesn't understand what improv is because yes but he keeps saying no to things. And he keeps telling Ricky Gervais it's his fault and threatening him. So and Ricky Gervais is like, yeah, I'm sorry, my fault. That's on me. And so he has that deadpan humor down.
Yeah.
But I just don't trust Seth MacFarlane. That's the thing.
Sure.
Yeah. That was going to be my point. Was the material could have been terrible, but I had no doubt that he could do that kind of role.
Right.
He could be Frank Drebin.
Do you think they'll make a joke about him wanting to like kill a black guy in the movie, or do you think they'll kind of leave that alone?
They probably would not
No.
Touch on that. Okay.
She must have a type though, because he's supposed to be huge too.
I've heard that.
Massive hog.
Listen, when you've lived a lifestyle for a certain amount of time, like you only accept that lifestyle,
Yeah, it's true.
So she's
very
not
made to live an uncomfortable life at this point.
Right. And, good for her. I'm very happy because she's living that, like, I'm not going to go crazy and like do all this makeup, and like I'm aging how I want to age now, which is great. I hope that's a template for more actresses to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's vegan too, or at least vegetarian.
She definitely did a bunch of PETA ads back probably like 10, 15 years ago. So probably, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good for them. I won't be seeing Naked Gun anytime soon, but good for them.
All right. Well, even though Mark was in Canada getting freaked out by gas station signs, we did watch a movie, and it was his pick this week. Yeah. So, Mark, why don't you tell us what movie we watched this week?
So, for this week, Dan did call me out a little bit in the chat that I got the idea for this movie from a previous movie that we had watched, because it was on the suggested movies, and also a lot of the same actors are in it. So this week I picked the movie Prehysteria, and yeah, so this very much felt like in the same realm as Remote, in that it took way too long for things to like happen, and then when things did happen, they just happened very quickly and didn't make much sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, like how the confrontation with the final bad guy is not really even that, difficult, essentially.
Yeah, literally nothing happens in this movie.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know if it was like a lot of it. There were a lot of tropes from that time period of kids movies, but I don't know if this was a trope. Maybe I wasn't watching these types of kids movies back then, of the basically nothing happens for 90% of the movie, and then we do a little action at the end, and then there's no stakes essentially at all in the movie. I was hoping it was a little more goofy than it was. I was not disappointed in the designs for the dinosaurs, the mini dinosaurs in it. And even at times I saw some of the fish wire that they were using to animate them on screen, which was pretty cool. But outside of it was nothing really stood out in terms of the like the acting. I mean, Austin O'Brien, you might know him from what's it, Last Action Hero, and all that is somebody that I didn't realize had such a strong reaction from people, because I shared this with my coworker at work, and I was like, "Yeah, we're watching Prehysteria," and he pulled it up and saw the thing with Austin O'Brien on it. I was like, "Oh, this fucking kid!" He said out, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize everybody kind of hated this kid." But yeah, he is. It is way too. It just felt like boilerplate script that they just threw out there. Like there was nothing unique about it. And a lot of the times people have motivations that all of a sudden change. The sister really goes through it. Besides being completely not wanting to do be around the family and all the dinosaur things, to all of a sudden adopting two of them apparently. That they listen to her, and is not freaked out anymore by them. And yeah, it was just, and then they threw like her being jealous of the new girlfriend, dead mom thing into the middle of this entire story. And yeah, it was just, I honestly do apologize. I thought it was going to be, much better or much more poorly produced than this was. This was like run of the mill poorly produced.
Okay. It was Prehysteria from 1993. Is directed by Albert and Charles Band. They directed, amongst them, Trancers, Dr. Mordred, Dahlman versus Demonic Toys. I don't know why I said Dahlman like it was like a Jewish last name. Dahlman versus Demonic Toys. Evil Bong, Aliens Go Wild, Head of the Family, among 100 others. Stars Brett Cullen, Colleen Morris, Samantha Mills, Austin O'Brien, Tony Longo, Stuart Fratkin, Stephen Lee. IMDb score of 4.6, Rotten Tomato score of 41%, audience. Could not find budget, and obviously not a box office. Plot. The Lewis and Richie universe continues as the two bumbling sidekick criminals from Remote stumble upon a classic mix-up. Timu Chris Cooper plays a raisin farmer widower stuck with two kids that are really imposing on his potential sex life with an antiques dealer's hot assistant. But when his golden retriever walks off with the wrong bag, the hayseed dirt farmer and his family come in possession of dinosaurs that really know how to be cute and dance to fake Elvis music.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that was fake Elvis music.
Dan, where are you coming from with Prehysteria! !
This is a movie that I definitely saw a ton of growing up, and going to the local video store, I feel as if Prehysteria was a movie that would have drawn my interest, because I, as any kid in the 90s, loved dinosaurs, right? There was a bunch of dinosaur movies for kids, right? Land Before Time, We're Back, A Dinosaur Tale. And I just, for whatever reason, I never saw this movie. I probably begged my parents to watch this movie, and it never materialized. And so it feels as if I'm kind of fulfilling a childhood dream of watching this movie. But it's not a good one. It's a bad dream, because this movie is pretty goddamn boring.
Yeah.
Austin O'Brien is on the box art, and I think he's first billed or top billed in this movie, and he's not really even the main character for the most part. He doesn't do anything, right?
The dad really is.
Yeah, I would argue the dad and the daughter are more heavily involved than Austin O'Brien's character is. He's shown early, but then about 2/3 of the way through the movie, he's kind of just in and out. Not great. And Tony Longo, Stuart Fratkin, they don't come into the movie until an hour and 5 minutes, so completely wasted. I mean, not that I was dying to see these guys, but they were kind of like the main draw for me. like, all right, well, at least these guys are in it, so they'll be bumbling doofuses, which they are, but they don't come in until the last 15 minutes of the movie. Yeah, I don't know what to really say about this. I'm glad that you told us, Ant, that the guy who made Dollman made this movie, because it definitely has that vibe to it now that you mentioned it.
Dollman versus Demonic Toys, specifically.
Yeah, the Demonic Toys they have a similar concept right? Like the way that the dinosaurs look is very much akin to
Yeah.
how those toys look. And the dinosaurs don't do anything. There's one scene where they ruin or they make a mess of the kitchen, and like that's the whole hijinks that they get into. Mark, you mentioned Remote, and it very similar to Remote, where there's almost no, and we covered it, but there's no hijinks that are done with any of the RC toys. And it's similar with the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs don't foil any of the plot, really. They don't really have much of a bearing on the story outside of what's the guy's name? The bad guy, Sarno. He just wants to sell them, or he just wants to show them.
Yeah, he's supposed to make money off them.
Right, which is in the grand scheme of bad guys, it's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. I don't know. It's very low stakes, like you said. He does have my favorite line of the movie, though, when he's threatening Brett Cullen's character, Frank, the dad, and the dad says, I have it written here, "You like threatening women?" And he says, "A little bit." So that was pretty funny. I that made me laugh. I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but the daughter, the way she acted reminded me of the daughter from Troll 2.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
She like shouted her lines very like blandly. It was like she's exclaiming things instead of just being natural about it. This movie is filled with a lot of creepy people. I don't know why. The boss, the boyfriend, the janitor. The janitors might be one of the creepiest characters I've ever seen in my entire life.
My favorite part with the janitor is when they show them where they hid the dinosaurs during the whole, reveal at the end.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to him like 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
Just staring and creepily smiling.
Making that
laugh
creepy
every time.
smile. Oh, man. Like, what do they keep cutting back to him for?
I was just like, I got to the laughing so hard I start wheezing that I get because I laughed the first time they did it. I'm like, that's pretty funny. And then they cut back again and I just kept laughing because I'm like, this is so stupid. What? They keep showing this guy looking creepily at these dinosaurs as they approach him.
I don't know. It's just
it was amazing.
A movie where dinosaurs are shown and everyone is just reacting to them as if they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Right. The dad, when he finds out that the kids are hiding the dinosaurs, he's just more upset that he was lied to than like, oh my God, there are dinosaurs. He's just like, well, you guys are in trouble. And like Brett Cullen has been in some really good movies. He's not a bad actor, and he just phones it in this movie.
He's Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, Thomas Wayne. He was in The Replacements. Right, he's the starting quarterback for the football team.
He's Martell.
The other team.
Yeah, he's Martell.
No, he's the one that crosses the picket line.
Oh,
yes.
He's okay.
Britt comes back.
Right, like that's what is Gene Hackman. That's not the way I coach. Well, I don't give a damn because that's the way I play. He's a good actor. He's pretty good. But not in this movie. He's just a raisin farmer.
Who is pretty bad at hitting on women too.
I think he's good looking enough where he probably hasn't had the need to hit on women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Women kind of just make their way to him.
Well, I mean, he's a landowner.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know.
Stands with his junk hanging out of the window while his daughter's walking by.
That's true too. Yeah, that very embarrassing. And confronting the 30-year-old boyfriend.
Yeah.
Are
you only with me because I have a license?
Yeah, 16. Wink, wink.
That guy was a highlight of the movie for me.
What's it like, Dumb Danny or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Don't take my making fun of him as I did not enjoy his scene when he was in there. But
it's great, but he is not 16 years old.
No.
I think he either had braces or they gave him fake braces to try and make him look younger.
He had a retainer in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay. Well, as for me, this is the first time I've seen this movie. And what you guys are saying, I did not. This was the struggle to keep my attention because nothing was happening. I Winter Beast, I said props for them doing their stop motion animation. I take it back for this movie. I will not give them credit. I didn't care. I really didn't. These dinosaurs didn't do jack shit.
Nope.
Prehysteria with an exclamation point. Pump the brakes there, kid.
There's no hysteria.
No, exclamation point is overselling it. Like it's like a period, really. Maybe even like a ellipses. I'll give them, but definitely not exclamation point.
I think the tagline also says something about them being party animals or something.
Yeah,
there's some kind of tagline.
They're the world's oldest party animals. Yeah, lame. And you know what? If there was a kid that was obsessed with Elvis in my school, I would not be friends with that kid.
No, why not?
They're
cool.
Like, are they?
No, absolutely not.
In 1993?
No.
This kid's really into Elvis.
This movie was absolutely written in the late 80s because I think she names
one
of the dinosaurs.
The Elvis.
No, not the Elvis thing. I was saying more the daughter because all the people she cites to like name the dinosaurs are all like, unless I'm misjudging when Paula Abdul was, popular, and Madonna 80s. And all that. But
I mean, Madonna's eternal.
Yeah, but right. I mean, like putting the two of them together felt like more. This was written in like the late 80s more than the early 90s.
That's possible.
But she's hipper than her brother.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, was he gonna like a rockabilly next and play some Dick Dale?
Yeah,
gives a shit. and even especially after like. In the trivia, it says they wanted to use some Elvis songs, but they couldn't afford it. Like, no shit, you couldn't afford an Elvis song.
Yeah.
Why'd you even think you could?
You used all your budget for Austin O'Brien.
Yeah,
this was his first
$1.5 million, I'm sure.
This was Austin O'Brien's first movie, so I doubt he was really fetching a high price at that point.
This movie had to cost like $1.5 million.
Right, because like there are some early special effects, right? Like they superimpose the dinosaurs into some scenes, so I'm sure that costed a little bit of money.
They were doing fish wire puppeteering.
Fish wire. Oh, the Stegosaurus looked terrible.
Yeah,
like the head was so tiny. There's zero chance. There could not be any brain in that kind of dinosaur. And I know it's nitpicking, but it's so small. They couldn't have come up with a better use of that.
Yeah, and they just didn't do anything. Like it's a whole lot of waiting around.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a lot more slower hijinks than when the one scene when he walks in the kitchen and everything's a mess. Like slowly but surely things are getting like food is just being left around. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? Sort of thing, instead of just having the one big explosion.
I think this movie needed to be like Gremlins in a way. Right, where they're going around town causing mayhem. Hysteria, if you will.
Yeah. Hell, I'd take Munchie levels of shenanigans.
Munchie. Sure. Yeah.
And they had a flying dinosaur too that you could have had hijinks with in a city.
And for some odd reason, they made the pterodactyl the main focus of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Instead of the T-Rex, we're like, what are you thinking?
It was two. Yeah, they gave each of the kids a dinosaur. She got the pterodactyl because it after 2 days it lands on her finger now apparently. And then he named the T-Rex Elvis.
Right.
And
he keeps calling him
the king.
The new king. He's obsessed. He's obsessed with Elvis.
I feel like the dad needs to have a sit down with him and like, bud, you got to move on. I can't allow this in my house.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I don't blame the daughter for hating that family. That's an insufferable family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was not one person to root for, except maybe the assistant might have been the closest person to root for.
A hot assistant, obviously.
Yeah.
Really? But then she also kind of makes herself at home.
Yeah, she does.
Right? She gets accosted by Sarno, and she attacks or she defends herself, and then basically moves in with family.
She bludgeons him.
What is it with her allowing people to take her keys?
That's a good point. Like it happens in like back-to-back scenes where
It's like that joke where if I had a nickel for every time
big
somebody
time.
held me hostage by taking my keys, I'd have 2 nickels.
You know what it is? It's that meme where the secretary gets hit on by the hot guy and then the ugly guy. Do you ever see that? Because like Sarno is hitting on her or like threatening her basically, and she attacks him. But then Brett Cullen's character holds her hostage, and she's like, "Oh, you're so silly." Again, because he's good looking.
Yep. It's pretty privilege.
Yeah, it's hot guy privilege.
It was in the bubble.
And why does Hefe show up at the end?
Good question.
Because Dan, there's a Prehysteria too.
Unbelievable that there's 3 Prehysteria movies. Ridiculous. Like so that leads us to believe that this movie did gangbusters in rentals, right?
I'm sure it did pretty well for itself.
I would imagine if it had 2 sequels, it had to have done pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming they don't cost that much, so there's not a whole lot of, risk involved.
And they already have the dinosaur puppets, so they don't have to keep making the dinosaur. Because I think it's the same dinosaurs throughout the entire series.
It looks like a different family.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs help young Ella and her family save their mini putt business. That's Prehysteria 3. That sounds pretty good, actually.
Wait, they save what?
Help save their mini putt business.
Oh wow,
like mini golf.
Yeah, that's great.
That's pretty good.
That's something that we needed in this movie.
Yeah,
because
we need
maybe the dinosaurs. Right, the dinosaurs help save the grape or the raisin farm. But no, they just putz around the house and do nothing.
It was weird how big raisins and grapes played a part in this movie. Even down to the cookies. Dinosaur goes into the cabinet to get some cookies, and they're like oatmeal raisin, not even chocolate.
Like, he's getting high on his own supply, I guess.
He's got the raisin underwear.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the raisin underwear. It's an interesting background for your main character to have. Like, why are they not archaeologists?
Yeah.
Or why are they not something to do with pets?
Yeah.
Or like own an animal store or something like that,
Yeah, like what's the point of the whole archaeology thing if he was just going to be a raisin farmer like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, was it like scrap hunter? You just like copper wires, like whatever. Something to get them into that antique store, whatever it is, archaeology store.
Right. Yeah. The like odds and ends or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good point. Being a raisin farmer doesn't really give you the push to go see what's in the store.
Yeah.
And the other crazy thing with this movie that I couldn't 100% confirm, but I am pretty sure the house they're in is the house from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Ooh,
I'm like,
good. That's interesting.
I noticed it immediately, like just because of where the one door being. It's probably a house that's used in a lot of movies, but just that having that one door and then the door sort of around the corner, which is recognizable for me. It just popped something into my head, and then I looked up the house, but didn't have time to really dive deep, and I couldn't tell if it was similar or not.
Good question. Let's see. So this says Hanford, California, and another place in California. I thought 10 Things I Hate About You was shot in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, like Seattle, right?
Or like the Washington State area.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. Like, because the house has a website and all, but it doesn't mention anything outside of 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, it's like all looks like Washington State.
Okay. So maybe
but I could see the similarities though.
Yeah. But
you can only shape houses so many ways.
Yeah, it was kind of like
there's like four ways to shape a house, really.
Yeah, it gave me that it gave me that moment of watching it, like the first time when I realized that Back to the Future and Gilmore Girls were shot on the same lot. Sure. You're like, oh wait, and then so that's why that I had the same feeling here. So probably wrong, most likely, but it was So you
got square, rectangle, like a pentagon, and then split level. Those are the
Yeah.
4.
Those are 4. It's got to be one of the 4.
That's pretty. Yeah, I don't know how else you could break that down. Really, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what contractors do all day, but it's not reinventing the wheel. That's for damn sure.
I was gonna say they're not thinking of new house designs.
Exactly.
No one's
It's the
trying
same
to.
4.
Yeah, no one's trying to break through there. It's a market that hasn't been cornered yet, I guess. There's no way this story doesn't end in tragedy for these people, right?
Do you think that the dinosaurs eat them?
Well, either the dinosaurs eat them or they get put down, because there's no way you can just keep a Brachiosaurus grows up to 70 feet.
I think supposedly these are mutants and they're never going to grow.
Yeah.
Do they mention that they're never going to grow?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says they're just something lizards. He says it to our favorite sidekicks in the car.
How could he possibly know that?
I don't think I maybe Hefe says it in the beginning, something when he's bringing him to the eggs. I missed it, but apparently
there was no subtitles, so that's why I'm having a hard time remembering exact words.
Okay.
From this.
Yeah, so if that's the case, it makes no sense, but it also makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they were to grow to full form, full height, they don't live off raisins, right?
I can't. Even so, I don't think you could put down. I think they would definitely be on the endangered species list. So
sure. So what do you do, right?
You have to build some sort of park or something for them.
That's right. where they would never escape.
Off the coast of Costa Rica, maybe.
One of the 10 islands that are somehow a part of that.
A park of some kind.
Right. There's another line that made me laugh in this movie was when Sarno and the goons, Tony Longo and Stuart Fratkin's characters, go to kidnap the dinosaurs, and the assistant, the hot assistant, yells at them, "If you take them out of this habitat, they'll die." What habitat? The farm? No,
so she was building them like a greenhouse, a hothouse, because they needed to be at like 100 degrees or something like that, their body temperature. So they had the heat on in the car while they were driving.
Right. But they were also in the basement of this guy's house for a couple days.
Yeah, I feel like they were not doing a really good job of keeping these dinosaurs before she came in.
Well, it could have also been they don't have any air conditioning in the house, so the basement could have been really
he is
hot
a hayseed dirt farmer,
Yeah.
Just open
the window.
Okay.
The world is your air conditioner, son. Judging by my latest electric bill, though, good on him.
Yeah. But everything's getting better, I was told.
Man after my own heart.
It made me laugh because I was thinking, first of all, I don't think dinosaurs could really survive in this climate regardless anymore. So whatever you build for them, you can't build it on a farm. It's impossible.
I do not know what it goes into keeping these animals, but remember, they aren't going to grow.
Right.
So her idea was a hothouse, like a greenhouse sort of situation, where it was humid and hot.
So the other thing that it's all nitpicking, but I watched this with my wife, and the only thing that irked her about this movie, the only thing that she really had like a bugaboo about, was in the beginning of the movie when Sarno goes into the temple, and for some reason it's frigid in the temple, in just one part of the temple, and the eggs are surrounded by ice, but the icicles are pointing upwards.
Okay.
So Jen says, "How is that possible? Icicles can't point upwards." And I was like, I thought about it. Like, I think you're right, because it's the water dripping down, forming the icicles. So
maybe they were stalagmites.
That's what I said.
Ice.
That's what I said, and she said I was an idiot. So she's like, "You don't know what you're talking about, dummy." I'm like, "Oh, fair enough."
Your wife is your bully too?
Yeah, she was my first bully.
All right. Final thoughts, Dan?
Oh, final thoughts. This movie is 100% a pass for me. Nothing happens. It's extraordinarily boring. The dinosaurs do nothing. They look okay. I give them a 1 point for looking decent. But yeah, everyone kind of just phones this in. The acting performances in. Tony Longo and Stuart Fratkin do a decent job, but they're only in the movie for 15 minutes, so it's kind of pointless. Yeah, if I had to describe this movie, it's pointless, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark.
Yeah, so same thing. I wish it was much better. I do hate when I choose really boring movies. I can be okay with choosing a really terrible movie that we all hate to watch, because that's kind of what this podcast is partially about. But boring is when I really get mad at myself when choosing the movie. Yeah, I sounds like when we read the description of Prehysteria 3, I probably should have chose that one. But this movie, like, I can't even be even say there's the only real nugget in this movie is the idea of mini dinosaurs being found. You could do something with that in the early to mid 90s when dinosaurs were hot, and make some kind of like really good, either kids TV show or something, but not this. This was not it. In terms of trying to take advantage of that kind of popularity in that time frame. But yeah, just wished something happened to make it entertaining, or even if they had a better villain, I would take a better villain. And yeah, that's really it. It was just forgettable, boring. I can't even say trash, because it was shot okay. Like we've watched much worse movies in terms of photography and stuff like that. But yeah, you don't need to watch this.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this has the same kind of problems that we saw in Remote. An interesting concept that is underutilized, and we are wind up just sitting around watching these things just do the bare minimum. So we're left with Stuart Fratkin and Tony Longo coming in and trying to save it at some point, and then just the ship has sailed at that point. So we're left with Brett Cullen trying to bang the hot assistant, and successfully, maybe. I think he gets it in, right? He fucks.
Absolutely, because they have that weird. They have the little dialogue at the end where like, oh, you're coming around to all this, right? And oh, like the kids, like no, the dinosaurs. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm coming along, and then they leave together that night. Yeah, it gets they get it in.
Yeah, so good for him. That's it. I'm glad Timu Chris Cooper got laid by the hot archaeologist assistant or whatever she was, whatever her job title was, because that's all that matters, really. I'm glad the boyfriend made an appearance too. The one glimmer of hope of this movie being interesting.
We didn't really talk about him too much.
Just that he was definitely not 16. Right.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, very strange. It's a strange addition to the movie, but not a terrible addition.
No, but yeah, those are my Prehysteria thoughts. So that's it for us for this movie, for Prehysteria. We're gonna take a quick break, but before we do, Dan, what you got for us?
All right, guys, please take a moment out of your busy schedule to check out friends of the podcast, the Game Vault podcast, run by our very own Mark Myers and another friend of the podcast, Tom. They run down video game news, so things that are coming out, things that you should be aware of that are going on in the industry, all the movers and shakers out there. They are playing video games on Twitch over at Game Vault Pod, so please go check them out there. Follow them. It's a great community. They have a lot of fun. They play newer games. They play a lot of older games. So if you fall somewhere in that category, this podcast is for you. Comes out every week on your podcast platform of choice. So please also make sure to rate and review. It helps them out a great deal. And they are on all socials at Game Vault Pod.
Okay, great. And we're going to take a quick break, and you guys are going to listen to some messages from friends of the podcast. So we'll be right back. And welcome back. And now it's time to get into our final segment. And this segment comes to us from a Patreon or patron. Our good friend Jonathan was kind enough to send us a game, and we are going to play it right here, right now.
Nice.
So I am going to share my screen in 1 second. And let me know when you guys can see that. Can you see that?
Yep, I got it.
I'm in.
You're in. Okay, so this came along with a text from him that read. 1 second. I had it pulled up and then I made a game for y'all to play inspired by the fact that most of the movies I have watched recently are from the mid-90s, and I keep recognizing people from the last movie I watched. So he says, we have a grid here. That's basically, it's going to be a grid type game. He says the rules, this is a grid of cast that are shared between the listed movies. The numbers indicate how many squares are a match in each row/column. Pick a column and guess which movie that person was in. Everyone is an actor unless otherwise specified. Obviously, you can't look up these movies if you haven't seen them. So I've included short summaries below that at least give you an idea of what movie this is about. So he has columns going across which have actors, assistant directors, and sound people, as well as casting. And then down on the rows, he has movies. And those movies are Doom Generation, The Craft, Empire Records, Can't Hardly Wait, Scream 4, and Clueless. So the idea is that we are trying to figure out where each of these actors, musicians at times, assistant directors, and what have yous line up. So each of them are in multiples of these movies, essentially. This is kind of, do you guys get it? So
Yeah.
each of these will have like an X if they're there, or if they're supposed to be, or if they're not. I don't know the easiest way to get through this, because there are a good amount here. I don't know if we just go by column.
Okay.
We could go by column, and we could skip because we might like process of elimination. It's like, oh, I can only guess one is Skeet Ulrich, but he has two. So why don't we move on and try and fill out the other ones and then come back? So across each one, they have the amount of places that they will wind up. And for the movies that have how many will be like, where they will. All right.
Oh, okay. So that's what the numbers are. So Skeet Ulrich is in
Yeah.
2 of these. The Cranberries are in 2. Okay, got it.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah,
So let's
I will
go right down to
say-
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, I would say the only one of these I have not seen is the Doom Generation.
I haven't
Likewise.
either, but he does us a favor, and it's only it'll only have one. One will be the only X. I will say I have done this already, but I don't know how many I've gotten right. But we're gonna play together,
Okay.
and I will inform any answers along the way.
Okay.
So we'll start with Skeet Ulrich. I think there is one obvious.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is Can't Hardly Wait. Correct.
Okay. I was
No.
gonna say Scream.
Scream is the obvious one.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he's in Scream.
Now, I don't know what the other one is for Skeet Ulrich. I think it's The Craft, but
That
I
would
haven't
sound
seen.
right.
I haven't seen The Craft in a while.
Same.
I don't think he's in The Craft.
He's definitely not in Can't Hardly Wait, right?
I think
Yeah.
he's in. Maybe he is. I don't know. Because
He's
again, I've
definitely
never
not in-
seen.
Not in
I've never seen-
Clueless,
Yeah.
I've never seen Doom Generation, so
and he's not in Empire Records.
no.
So this is a skip for me at this point.
Okay.
I'm going to skip to the next one, which is The Cranberries on the soundtrack. And I am pretty sure Paul Rudd listens to The Cranberries in Clueless. But this might be another skip.
Mm,
And the ones
Yeah.
I guessed for this one, I'll tell you which ones I've put down. But again, I don't know what if these are true.
Yeah.
I had The Cranberries in Empire Records and in
Okay.
Clueless.
Okay.
I feel like those are the best guesses.
Right.
I would imagine Clueless.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't we go down to Donald Faison? I think he is. We can lock in him easily.
Yeah, there's
he's
two.
in-
There's 2 others that I know for sure.
He's in Can't Hardly Wait and Clueless.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't Hardly Wait and Clueless. That is
Yes.
correct.
And then
Cool.
Nev
All right.
Campbell should be The Craft and
Scream.
Scream.
Very easy. These two.
Yeah. The Craft is a movie that I've just recently come to enjoy, like the past year or so.
Mhm.
Of,
Now
my wife.
Now these next two, these were the last two that I couldn't find one. So
Yeah, 'cause I only know
Brecken-
2 of 3.
Breckenmeyer is obvious for 2 of them. He's in Can't Hardly Wait, right?
Right. And he's got to be in Clueless
And
as
he's
And
well.
he's in Clueless.
Yeah.
He's the skater that Brittany Murphy character falls in
Yeah.
love with.
And then Rose McGowan, obvious, is in Scream.
Scream.
Yeah.
I
Now
think
she
she
has
might
a
be in the
second
Craft.
one.
I think she's also in the Doom generation. This
I
I'm
was going to
fairly
say,
sure.
I was going to say either one of these people are in the Doom generation. I think this is the one Doom generation.
Yes, I agree. I would say Rose McGowan, not Breckenmeyer.
Because then Breckenmeyer has to be in the.
Is he? Yes, he is. He is.
Okay.
Um,
I'm okay with going with these because this is where I landed. I landed
Yeah.
with Rose McGowan in the Doom generation, but I was like, Breckenmeyer could be a guy that's in the Doom generation. But I'm okay with going with this one. Rose McGowan?
Yes, in the Doom generation for sure. And I think you're
Okay.
right. I think he's in the Craft.
Okay, let's see.
He's not in the other.
He is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
There
righty.
we go. All right.
All right.
Can we
Let's
not
skip
keep an
these for
embryo?
now. Let's skip these. Let's go down to Ethan Embry. He's got 2. These are fairly obvious.
Yeah.
He's in Can't Hardly Wait, right?
Yep.
Oh,
and Empire
he's
Records.
the main character in Can't Hardly Wait.
It's
Right?
Preston Myers.
Yeah.
And then
What's his thing? It's the Pop Tarts. He wants to share a Pop Tart with Jennifer Love Hewitt or something like that.
She had this the first time he saw her. She had his favorite Pop Tart.
Okay, there it is. So it was
And then
meant to be.
And then Empire Records.
Not on Rex Manning Day.
Rex Manning Day.
We mustn't dwell. Not today. Not on Rex Man.
Manning Day.
And Robin Tunney, also obvious.
It's Empire Records in the Craft.
She's Empire Records in the Craft. All right. So we've gotten the easiest ones out. We're left with one Skeet Ulrich, which I think that means he's in the Craft again.
Oh, is she the one that Nev Campbell wants to fall in love? She wants him to fall in love with her, I think.
See, I can't. So, like I said, I filled this. I had guesses for each. What I came down to was Skeet Ulrich was in the Craft because, Clueless, he's not in. That's Jeremy Sisto. Even if you're thinking it's Skeet Ulrich, it's Jeremy Sisto.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not in Can't Hardly Wait. I've seen Can't Hardly Wait 100 times.
Yeah, he's not in that.
Empire Records, I don't think he's in.
It's got to be the Craft. Yeah, I think he's the character that Nev Campbell. He's forced to fall in love with the main character because Nev Campbell is the burn victim in that movie. Whoever the main character is that
Robin Tunney?
Robin Tunney? Yeah, she forces him to fall in love with her, and then he gets super clingy, and she wants away from him.
All right, let's see. That's correct.
Yeah.
Great, excellent. Okay, so what we have left is the Cranberries on the soundtrack, Barbara Harris, casting director, Richard Graves, assistant director, Mark Lanza, sound department. Now, I'll tell you where I landed on, and I do have reasons behind.
Okay.
I said Cranberries. I said pretty sure it winds up in Clueless, Paul Rudd specifically, and I think Empire Records. For Barbara Harris casting, I think based solely on these 2 movies have both Donald Faison and Breckenmeyer. I think she's casting director for Can't Hardly Wait and Clueless.
Okay. I think at this point in the game, I think it's just you go with your gut.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any of these people.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting addition to have something sound department. Now, I don't know what that means in terms of sound department, but I looked at which movies kind of stood out as different and also maybe could be similar. The Craft and Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Were both missing, and both of those are still missing them. So I think Craft and Scream, both sound departments, Mark Lanza, maybe.
Yeah, and that would still allow you to have your Barbara Harris for Can't Hardly Wait.
Yeah. And then Richard Graves, the AD, I have as Empire Records and Can't Hardly. Now, I know these are mostly just guesses, and I don't know. Do we want to try and
check the Cranberries?
Yeah, let's do the Cranberries. Cranberries, I think, is in Clueless. I'm pretty sure Paul Rudd is listening to the Cranberries. There we go.
So that was correct. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's either Empire Records or Can't Hardly Wait from time frame.
I mean, the Craft is also in that time frame.
It's true.
And because they're teens.
Right.
I can't imagine the Doom generation. There was only one.
Doom generation is gone. We've already gotten
done.
that.
Okay.
We're done with Doom generation.
But yeah, Empire Records.
We have one more in Craft.
Yeah.
We have 2 more for Empire Records. We have two
so
more for
there's
Can't
only
Hardly Wait.
one
I
more
just-
for the
I-
craft. Okay.
I just read his description for the craft, and that's pretty.
Oh
good.
yes, I did. So he also added some summaries for each of these movies. We could go in here and thinks it over.
He's
I
really
didn't
good at
realize
this
that.
part.
The Doom Generation is, quote, a heterosexual film by Greg Araki, unquote, about a throuple that's rated NC-17. The Craft, teen witch movie written by a man, so it's about how women can't be trusted with any amount of power. Empire Records is music-filled comedy about teens working on a record store. I guess he didn't have anything snide to say about that movie because he liked it a lot. Can't Hardly Wait. We have John Hughes at home. I mostly like this movie, but still. Scream, Wes Craven's homage to himself. Clueless, a modern day adaptation of Jane Austen's Emma, modern day in quotes, because it took place in 1995.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? I feel like Can't Hardly Wait. Or not. The Empire Records is probably a better bet than The Craft.
Yeah, they were both 1995.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Empire Records. See, I think the Robin Tunney effect is like, oh, she's in both of them, and both of her characters could have been listened to the Cranberries.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. I don't think The Craft would have it. The more I think about it.
Okay, let's go Empire Records.
Yeah.
Got it.
Hey,
Nice.
look at us
Okay.
crushing it.
Let's see. Did that eliminate anyone? Nope, of course not.
So we have Barbara Harris at casting. Well, like I said, I think Clueless and Can't Hardly Wait.
And this would be the
because-
last Clueless because we have three
Yes.
off the board. Okay.
And I mean, I think this is a casting director that has a relationship with the actors. Right?
Okay, I was just going to ask, what is your reasoning
Yeah.
for
As a casting
specifically
director,
Breckenmeyer and Donald Faison?
I think because they're in Can't Hardly Wait as in like a throwaway. They're in Can't Hardly Wait as glorified cameos. They're in the band.
Mhm.
That screams to me. Now this could also be assistant director sort of, but I feel like it's casting. Where hey, I need a couple of guys, couple days of shooting. Are you doing anything? And they're like, yeah, sure, we're in. We're good friends.
Yeah, they trust
we're Clueless
each other.
together.
Right.
So I feel like Can't Hardly Wait and Clueless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's as good as I can muster as well. So
All right, well let's knock off Clueless. Let's see if we're right on Clueless. We're
No.
not. Okay.
Oh, first miss.
First miss. I think we've done pretty well though.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say I'm not upset with this because this
Yeah.
is a tough category.
Yeah. So all right. So I'm wrong.
I still do Can't
This-
Hardly Wait because
Okay.
I do feel strongly about that.
If we get Can't Hardly Wait, then I think I have a good guess of I would guess Empire Records.
Okay.
If this is right. No.
No. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Do we want to try the sound department guy doing two scary-ish movies?
Could try.
Craft and Scream.
let's try the craft. See where we're at. Got the X
Hey,
there.
There you go. So yeah, try.
Craft is done.
So craft is over with.
Craft is
I got
done.
Scream.
That'll
I don't
end Scream.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Oh yeah, try it. I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah. So I don't know why it didn't. I feel like he wasn't big enough to be in that kind of movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not that I
So
know the
it's
guy
either-
well.
It's either Clueless, Can't Hardly Wait, or Empire Records for Mark Lanza.
I'd flip a coin at this point.
Okay.
What
So
What
which
do you
one we
think,
got
Ant?
him right? So we got Barbara. She's Empire Records and Scream because she can't be Doom Generation or Craft. Am I
Alright.
correct in that?
How many more do we have left for Can't Hardly Wait?
I think it's
Two,
just.
3. Oh, we have 2 more for Can't Hardly Wait, right?
And you said
We only
Empire
got-
Records, Mark?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now it's process of elimination at this point, right?
Yeah, that's what I
probably-
did there because Craft
Yeah.
was done and Scream
So
was done. Or I mean,
Now Empire Records is done.
I think it's Can't Hardly Wait then for the.
We
for
should
Mark
only have
Lanza.
3 left. We should only have 3 left, right?
Right.
yeah.
For Richard Graves, The Craft is gone. Empire Records is gone, right?
Scream is gone.
Scream is gone. So it's
It's either Clueless or Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait. It's Can't Hardly Wait and Clueless.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I
This
mean.
is-
Yeah.
This is the exact thing I was thinking of, but with
Right.
with the casting director instead.
Right.
Or you say?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then he's got to be the only one left.
And he's Can't Hardly Wait, right?
Can't Hardly Wait. Sound
Yeah.
department. Boom.
Here we go. I like that
think we did pretty well.
we got all the
Yeah.
way to the casting person.
Yeah.
Before we got
only
one
three
wrong.
misses. Only 3 misses.
That's not bad at all.
23 out of 26. I think it was 23
this.
total numbers.
That's a passing grade.
Yeah.
Flexed our knowledge a little bit, our deduction skills.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Yeah.
for that little game.
Hey, you know, it's interesting that you mentioned it, Ant. Not I don't know how, like, interesting is the right word, but something that I didn't think of for Patreon is that, you know, we obviously we take movie suggestions, but I would love to also get third segment suggestions or like game suggestions as well if people on the Patreon wish to do so. So
Yeah. Or if you don't, if you're not on the Patreon, you could always let us know.
True.
Let us know what a third segment you want to see, or suggest something, or what one we haven't done in a while you want to see us bring back, whatever. Always running out of ideas on what to do. But this was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Something different.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's our episode. Check us out on all our socials. We're on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads at TickTamPod. We're also, I looked this up, youtube.com/TickTamPod. So we're on there at TickTamPod as well. You also shoot us an email if they called us a movie, or TickTamPod@gmail.com. We're also on TikTok at They Called Us a Movie. And one of the best places to get a hold of us is on Patreon. But in order to get a hold of us, you need to be a subscriber. So go to patreon.com/TickTamPod. Subscribe for just $1 and you get a whole bunch of things. You get exclusive episodes that we'll do monthly. We just did a not Jurassic Park. We did Jaws retrospective for all 4 movies. And we are going to do another episode this month. Yet to be decided what we're going to do. But there will be another exclusive show this month. And you also get access to our Patreon Discord, where you could suggest movies to us, participate in polls, which how we get our movies of the month. The last episode every month, we do a poll, and that's how we figure out what movie we're going to watch for the last episode each month, the movie of the month. We also have conversations going on about movies we're watching that aren't on this podcast. When we have a chance to watch movies that aren't on this podcast, and other things, wrestling, video games, TV. You guys could suggest movies to us and all that fun stuff. So again, that's patreon.com/TickTamPod is how you get us there. Also, if you have 5 minutes, a minute, however quickly you could type, go onto your podcatcher of choice, give us a 5-star review. It helps us out a great deal. All right. Yeah, that's all the ways to get a hold of us. So we're going to head out of here. The directors of Prehysteria, ! Is directed by Albert Band and Charles Band. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anna Vivecchio telling Albert and Charles Band, well, you certainly made a movie, didn't you?